It may have been some brutal heartbreak for us to end last season, but it still turned out to be a pretty successful year overall as Chad Gunn took home another MVP. And in the offseason, we made some massive moves, including Joker Davis joining this team, a guy I've had my eyes on for a very long time, but being a former number one overall pick wasn't a guy I was able to select. But after you could see what he did in the preseason warming up for this team, I don't know how he was able to join this team for as cheap of a trade as we got him for, but we're happy to have him. Then Cleveland Green, the once generational special tight end, hasn't lived up to the expectations quite yet, but we'll give him a chance and a new start in Washington, going along with the same offensive line that we have had. D-line, we did have to replace guys like Lamar Rhodes, but we have Benji Holmes to take over. Thomas Howard sticking around. Linebackers seen a lot of changes. No more Sean Merriman. He'll be replaced with first-round draft pick Nate Barber. Nate Barber was actually pretty solid selection, but can he fill the massive hole? Because Sean Merriman, despite getting injured, banged up from time to time, was really good for us. We also lost Martin McPeak. We drafted a bunch of linebackers to see if we could find somebody to fill some of these holes, and I think we did a good job there. We kept Tyrod Darling around, Antonio Cromartie, Braylon Beaudrew, and then the other trade that we made, no more Brady Weidenhofer at safety. It is going to be Willie Turner, a guy that I was so interested in drafting 2 years ago. We weren't able to select him. He went a couple of picks before us. We finally traded for him 2 years later, and he'll be our starting free safety. He is so incredibly talented. So I think this team is ready to go, ready to make an impact, and I think we can get ourselves another Super Bowl ring.
I'm Adam Schefter from NFL Network, and here's your draft update. The preseason top 25 has been announced, and the Pitt Panthers are the number one team in the nation. They're followed by Florida at number 2, UCLA at number 3, then USC and Wisconsin at 4 and 5. As far as the talent in this year's draft goes, this year's class looks very deep at wide receiver and weak at defensive end. My current top 5 players are junior defensive tackle Myron Campbell from Wisconsin, UTEP halfback Clinton Demps, junior UCLA halfback Bobby Dunbar, Iowa linebacker Mark Holbrook, and Iowa State quarterback Victor Mouton. I'll keep an eye on these players as the season progresses.
Let's kick off this season right as we are at home, taking on the Cleveland Browns. 20-7 is your score to start the fourth quarter. As dropping back is the Cleveland Browns offense. They'll find their tight end for a first down, as the Browns not been a great team throughout the course of this series, but they are at least trying to pull themselves within one score, as Derek Anderson has funnily become their quarterback the entire time. Imagine having Derek Anderson as your quarterback for a decade. I would not be happy, but I guess that's more stability than the Browns were getting around this time. As on fourth down, Anderson is going to throw an interception, and right to the defender. It's going to be our football. Didn't even need to intercept. It could have just swatted it away, but Chad Gunn takes over, and I'm so excited to see this passing offense as Lance Spence makes the grab, and it will be to the 32-yard line. Play action as Gunn, time, he will look, throw it up top, back corner, incomplete. Second down and 10 now as we go play action again. Over the middle, Lance Spence again. All these new receivers, and Lance Spence is still picking up first down after first down. In the pecking order, I would have assumed Lance Spence was going to go down to the number 4 target, because I really want to get Green the football, but another guy is Joker Davis. I want to get him the football, and he's got a touchdown. His first for Washington that we have been able to see, and I'm so excited to have Joker Davis on this team. I mean, for as good as Santana Moss was, he was 36 years old, and after an 800-yard season, you can't blame him for finally wanting to retire a little bit. It's a fumble here. That's going to be scooped up. Our football, and another fumble, and the Browns got it back. Okay, I guess no harm done there, but a 36-year-old Santana Moss, it's nice and all, but how about a receiver, Joker Davis, coming off a 1,400-yard year in his prime, going from a bad Texans team to a really good Washington team. Fourth down for Derek Anderson and this Browns offense. Another shot at it, throwing it up top. It is caught, and the Browns trying to get back within 2 scores, as this game might be getting out of reach here with 4 minutes to play, but they'll go right up the middle on the ground, and he'll slip a tackle and get the touchdown. So the Browns not quite out of it yet, but the onside kick is going to be scooped up. Slide down, I like that a lot. Cleveland Green, nice. Hey, that's not a like first catch that we've gotten to watch. That's not like some spectacular play, but that's smart. Get the ball, slide down. And that's going to be Marcus Vest for an 8-yard run. Now a throw to a wide open Joker Davis. And Joker gets 22. And down to the 5-yard line, it's going to be a sack. We couldn't even get the play action going as now Chad Gunn from the 9-yard line. How about wide open again? Joker Davis, touchdown number 2. And Joker Davis will one heck of a debut in Washington. Will he steal some of the thunder from DeFazio Combs? I mean, DeFazio's been putting up, 2,000-yard season, 1,800-yard years, 20-plus touchdowns. I mean, now do we have a little bit of a battle to see who's going to be the most productive receiver on this team as Gunn off the play action. He'll go underneath. There's Chad Fitzgerald. I mean, for a number 2 tight end, he's a pretty dang good one. And we get some versatility because that was Cleveland Green in the slot with Fitzgerald lining up at the regular spot at tight end. How about another new addition to this team, Philip Okafor, former first-round draft pick. They gave up on him after 1 season because he was such a low overall. We sign him. We're giving him a couple of carries and seeing if we can have a little reclamation project. 4th down and 7. We're going for it. Why not? Slip it outside, and that's going to be a spin move and a first down. Marcus Vest is going to end this game, and Chad Gunn, 4 touchdowns through the air, 300-plus yards, and Gunn could he be going for his 3rd MVP as Okafor had a really nice game with 5 carries, 43 yards, Vest 54 yards on 17 carries. So Joker Davis, man, yeah, he stole the show here. He had a touchdown in the first half, and he goes to catch 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns, so a hat trick for him. And DeFazio Combs, I mean, for his standards, 76 yards, no touchdowns is a pretty quiet game. Michael Poe, Thomas Howard, Calais Campbell all with sacks. Thomas Howard, 2 picks. Darling and Cromartie, our cornerback duo, with interceptions. And how about facing off against the Minnesota Vikings? They love pairing us together early on in the season, but this is a little bit of a different Vikings team. Brad Walters was their quarterback. He won them a Super Bowl. He signs to Dallas, and a former quarterback that I was interested in drafting before Chad Gunn's draft class was Anquan Taylor. He is the quarterback of the Vikings now after a couple of up and down years in Jacksonville. He's a really talented player, just needs some help around him, and he's got the Minnesota Vikings roster now as they're looking for another Super Bowl, and they're going to miss the field goal here. That's a crucial miss. Keeps it a 2-score game in our favor, 20-10 as Gunn takes over. And how about getting DeFazio Combs involved? Maybe a little too much Joker Davis spotlight last game, and now let's get DeFazio Combs going. Here's Cleveland Green hanging on to that short 5-yard pass. And now on 3rd down and 5, handoff Marcus Vest, and Vest has the first down and will slip through for a gain of about 10 yards. 1st and 10, play action as Gunn over the middle, Joker Davis, touchdown! And Joker is heating up already this season. He's come out swinging and making it very clear that he was rotting away in Houston because, I mean, you had him for 2 seasons back-to-back where they didn't even get him 1,000 yards because the quarterback play was so poor there. I mean, we go through these off seasons. You've seen how many times the Texans were picking top 5. It's not because of Joker Davis, as that's going to be an interception. Jump in the pass, taking it the other way, and all the way, a pick 6, which has become something we have been very accustomed to with this defense. A lot of pick 6s, and we got our first of the season there. Anquan Taylor is going to have a completion, but it's 34-10. And the Vikings, I mean, they have been, a very big pain in our sides over the years. I mean, we lost to them last year. We lost to them in a conference championship. We've battled them in the playoffs multiple times. And another interception is going to give us the football back. It's looking like this one is spiraling out of control. And the handoff now to Vest is going to get us a short little gain of about 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. Gunn, drop him back. He's going to find Combs. Slips a tackle. DeFazio Combs. He's got the speed. Combs, touchdown. And 1 missed tackle is all it takes. And how do you stop this receiving core? I mean, we haven't even called Lance Spence's name, and Cleveland Green's got like one catch that we've watched in the fourth quarter. So what do you even do when you just have Joker Davis and DeFazio Combs alone ripping your secondary apart? I'm trying to shoot for the greatest passing offense in NFL history, and I think we can hit that because we have the weapons to do it, as the Vikings are going to at least get some more points on the board. But I mean, it's 41-17. You can get a consolation prize touchdown. It's not going to do much for you. Chad Fitzgerald is going to recover the onside kick, and with 2 minutes to play, we're going to tack on any more points. How about giving it to Marcus Vest on the keeper? By this point, Chad Gunn has hit the bench, doesn't need to play anymore, as we're giving Philip Okafor the ball. But, you know, on top of all the great things that we have added on this team, how about a 93 potential fourth-round quarterback as a rookie? He's looking really good, and I want to at least give him a couple of reps, as Okafor is going to get the first down to end this game, run out the clock. Gunn threw 2 interceptions. He always struggles a little bit against the Vikings, but if by struggle you mean 400 yards and 3 touchdowns to go with those 2 interceptions, I'm just fine with that, as he throws 43 times, and you're probably going to see him throw the ball more than he's ever thrown it. You know, usually we keep him under 500 attempts, but I'm looking to go a little over that, because look at Cleveland Green. Even though he wasn't shining in the fourth quarter, Cleveland Green, 13 catches, 150 yards. DeFazio Combs, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. Joker Davis, 100 yards and a touchdown. Like, my goodness. I mean, we're getting the tight end involved. Michael Poe got 3 sacks that game. Darling and Landry with the interceptions. But this is going to be even more scary if we start getting a tight end rolling. We start getting that as a part of our offense. I mean, the most productive tight end that we have had in our team has been like 400 yards. Like, we have not had prolific tight end play. It's not even because we haven't had any players that we are interested in, but like Cleveland Green's another level of talent, and we prioritize getting him the football a little bit. But we're in a game right now against the St. Louis Rams. It is a close one. 28-20 as the Rams are inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and goal after that incomplete pass, as Matt Schaub, the quarterback, going to throw, and it's going to go outside. Double coverage, incomplete. Field goal try will keep our lead intact, but it will be just a 5-point lead. So going to be in a close one here, as it's going to be a sack in the play action. Just did not work out. And it will be 3rd and 13 now, as Gunn is looking to throw over the middle. Caught! And we have Lance Spence, who was really quiet last game, and he can just come out at any point as a 4th option and be a star-level player, because he's a starting caliber receiver on a lot of teams. As we go Okafor on the carry. I really like what I've seen from Okafor so far, and, you know, I mean, I traded for Kendrick House. I don't have a need for Kendrick House. I got him as an insurance policy, but how about over the middle? Joker Davis, did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown. Joker Davis again. And DeFazio Combs has been getting 20 touchdown seasons. Is Joker Davis going to try to get one of his own, as it's 35-23. Schaub to the outside, off the hands of his receiver, and incomplete. 3rd down and 7. And it will be a clean pocket for Schaub outside. It's going to be an incomplete pass. You tried to throw it to Steven Jackson. Not going to work out. Okafor going to get the carry there. He'll get 2. But like I said, I got Kendrick House as an insurance policy. I really don't feel like we need him. I'm really happy with Okafor and what I've seen so far. As Gunn will have so much time, he'll eventually find an open receiver. How about 1st and 10 from the 28 now, as Vest back in, play action, and we'll throw right over the middle for Joker Davis. And I think Gunn, does he have a new favorite target? As he'll throw back in the end zone. Oh my goodness, he went for a one-handed grab, not going to be able to pull that one in, as Vest is going to get the carry. Then he's going to find his way to about the 3-yard line. And now 3rd down and goal. Okafor checks in, and Okafor fighting, stretches his way in, touchdown. And we were in a 1-score game just to start this 4th quarter, and now it's 42-23. And this offense, man, I mean, are we going to average like 40 points a game? Because look at what we have been able to do. And I don't even think we have hit our stride. This is the start of the season. I mean, I don't think it's crazy to say, are we going to put up 50 points in a game, 60 points as an interception, taking it the other way, and he's got a big return, and is he going to take it all the way? He is gonna make the last guy miss. Gone for the touchdown. How about the defense adding on? They don't want us to forget that they could put some points up on the board too. 49-23 is your final. 21 points in the fourth quarter, and Chad Gunn throws for over 70% completion percentage. Marcus Vest had 99 yards on good efficiency. Okafor got a touchdown. Kendrick House got a touchdown in the first half as well. But Cleveland Green, 6 catches, 62 yards. Combs, 80 yards, 2 touchdowns. Joker Davis, 50 yards and a touchdown. Flint Spence, 50 yards. Even Chad Fitzgerald came in to get a 25-yarder. And just so many players, as Braylon Bo Drew, Tyrod Darling with interceptions, and Bo Drew, I think, was the one with that pick 6. But yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about. The Giants have fell off a little bit ever since Eli retired. It's been a little bit rough for them. Right now, it's 52-3. It's not looking good. Darling catches an interception. We're inside the 10-yard line. I mean, we got some of our backups in at this point. 55-3 is your score. And, I mean, yeah, this was kind of what I was alluding to. Because, I mean, like, with some of the performances we've had. And, you know, not against awful teams. I mean, the Rams are a playoff team. The Vikings are a playoff team. I mean, the Giants right now, not so much, and you see what happens when we get to go against them. 55-3. Will they get into the end zone here for a little bit of satisfaction, a little bit of morale? And they are not going to, and we will win it 55-3. So a near shutout. They got 3 points in the first quarter, never scored again. And Chad Gunn throws for 4 touchdowns, no picks, 300 yards, and an identical 20 of 26 passing. So, I mean, doing it efficiently, not having to throw the ball a lot, but he gets a lot of yards on it. Best gets 2 touchdowns. DeFazio Combs, that's the game we're more used to. 184 yards and 3 touchdowns. Cleveland Green also gets a score. 4 sacks for the defense. 3 interceptions for LaRon Landry. Willie Turner, Tyrod Darling also catching 1.
I'm Adam Schefter of NFL Network, and here's your draft update for the month of September. The top 10 heading into October looks like this. Pitt is still ranked number 1, while Florida, USC, Wisconsin, and Notre Dame round out the top 5. They're followed by Washington, UCF, Alabama, Miami, and Auburn. UTEP's Clinton Demps is off to a fantastic start, accounting for over 1,100 yards in his first 4 games. We've got some big games on tap in the next few weeks, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to NFL Network.
We do have some contract action to talk about in this team. Not a lot of money to their name, but DeFazio Combs, man. Not only has he been just a absolute legend for this team, but I mean, he's asking consistently for 10 mil or less, and you could see kind of what we're at right now. We have 900K, and remember, the extensions do count for this year as well. So when we go to talk to LaRon Landry, we don't have cap room, but we do have a little solution for that, because I kind of talked about it already. I don't think we need Kendrick House. He's making $3.5 million off his contract. That's kind of why the Texans wanted to get rid of him, because he was a little expensive for his age. I don't think we need Kendrick House. I'm comfortable with Philip Okafor. House immediately gets snatched up the same day by the Atlanta Falcons. So, I mean, we'll see what he does over there. But I'm pretty comfortable with Okafor. Let's go and get LaRon Landry wrapped up here. And, I mean, he's definitely somebody we're willing to pay the $10 million price tag a year. But I would like to see if I can get him for maybe 9 instead. We do. So, I mean, Landry's someone we want on the team until he eventually does retire. Tyrod Darling, we kind of did have that franchise tag situation. We wanted to bring him back, and not only that, but keep him on this team for the long haul, because I think he is, of all the corners that we have had, the best corner. I mean, we have had some good seasons from Ronaldo Moon, some good seasons from Antonio Cromartie. Antonio Cromartie's still really good, but I think Darling is better than both of them. And we now go into a game against the really bad Philadelphia Eagles team. They have been really bad for a long time, but now throwing a deep pass already. First play we see, and it's caught. That's Joker Davis lining up on the right side this time, and that is Joker setting us up for a Marcus Vest touchdown. 34-13 is your score, as this team, this Eagles team had some interesting moves in the offseason. So it's not going to work out for them, at least on that drive. And I mean, they were a team that put up on average about 10 points a game all last season. So, I mean, they got 13, so a little bit of an improvement for them. They also did sign Maurice Jones-Drew in the offseason. Good on them. But it's still not really helping them out all that much. They haven't been able to really win at all, as we are looking to pile on the scores, going for another 40-point game potentially, as Gunn throwing it up top, and Joker Davis comes up with it at the 12-yard line, and handoff. Okafor, broken tackle, and making a man miss. Philip Okafor, touchdown, and proving why I think making him the number 2 running back was the right move. As you can kind of remember what we were able to do with 2 running backs last year, as Skylar McNeil, despite being our number 2 running back, did still touch the ball like 200 times. So the backup running back on this team is very important. Now, I do anticipate us running it less, but we are going to need our backup running back. An interception there is going to give us the football back in chasing. How about maybe more points? Gun outside, caught Marcus Vest. He's going to get us to 4th down and 3. I mean, what does a field goal even really do for us? Let's just try to run this ball, get this clock going down, and not going to be able to get it there, as Okafor comes about a yard short. But the Eagles trying to tuck and run. 2-minute warning hits, and he gets absolutely driven to the ground, and it will be 3rd and 10, and that one's almost intercepted. We get the football back. They just punted it to us, and we were able to run out the clock. Gunn, another game with just 6 incompletions, 3 touchdowns, 400 yards. Vest with a nice game. Okafor with a nice touchdown run. Joker Davis, 255 yards and a touchdown. And man, Joker is having one heck of a year. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this guy. Like, we actually might have like the greatest wide receiver duo to ever live. I mean, you think about the history's greatest wide receiver duos, and I mean, we might be up there on that list as we're taking on the Dallas Cowboys. This is Brad Walters in Dallas, no more Tony Romo. And Walters been a pain in our side all during his time in Minnesota. Now going to see him twice a year, and it is a lower scoring game. We're not putting up 40 in this one, I don't think, but it's 13-7 as the Cowboys with the ball at the 20-yard line. Outside, it's going to be caught. He's out at the 1, and the Cowboys threatening to take the lead here from the 1. Quick pass, touchdown, and the Cowboys are on top 14-13. And maybe we're not so unbeatable, as the kick return will be fielded. Going left, outside. He's going to fumble the football! And the fumble on the kick return. Cowboys pick it up. Touchdown, Dallas. And wow, we are down by 8 with the extra point. And I think we got to make up for it on the special teams. I don't like showing 2 kick returns like this in a row. Make up for it maybe, as he'll juke, go back left and get up to the sidelines. He's past the 40. He's close to midfield. I guess it makes up for it a little bit, but I mean, I'd still like to not be down by 8. That pass is going to be caught. That was Cleveland Green, I believe, and it will be a stretch handoff. And Vest not going to get far, just 2 yards, and with under 6 minutes to play, down by 8, play action. Gunn rolling, throwing it back right side. It's caught by DeFazio Combs, and hanging on to that one is going to set us up in the red zone. Draw play, nowhere to go, and that'll be a loss of 2. 5 minutes to play now, as Gunn will look, time, and go for the end zone. That's going to be Lance Spence for the score. And remember, Lance Spence is on this team. And we're going for the 2-point conversion to tie it up. And Gunn finds Combs wide open for the 2. And we are tied up just like that. Walters now going to need to orchestrate another scoring drive if he's going to want to come out here and hand us our first loss of the season. As with 4.5 to play, Marion Barber is going to get to the edge, and we'll get him about a nice 6-yard gain. And will be Walters tossing it right. And, you know, Marion Barber maybe not as fast as he used to be in his prime. But 3rd down and 1 is the situation where they'll try to keep it on the ground again, and we were ready for it. We'll get the football back. The Cowboys punt. And that's a huge 3rd down and 1 stop for us. But now 2nd down and 8 for Gunn. He'll throw, And it will be right at the defender. Intercepted. And Joker, can you track him down? No, you can. The Dallas Cowboys with a defensive touchdown. So they got one on special teams. They got one on defense. And we are once again losing by 7 points. And with 3 minutes to play, does Gunn got something to come back in this one and redeem himself? How about deep middle? Caught Cleveland Green with the big play. And Green to the 43-yard line. He is a big guy, 6'7" at tight end. Big target. And the run for 8 yards is going to set us up at the 35-yard line. Under 2 minutes to play. 3rd down and 3 is going to be a run. Not going to get the first down. Will be a yard shy. Now going for it on 4th down. As we got to. And the sneak right up the middle. Okafor for the first down. Just over a minute to play as Gunn will find an open man. That's DeFazio Combs inside the red zone to the 17. 40 seconds to go. Gunn, he's got a clean pocket. He's got Joker Davis for a gain of 8. Now on the ground, it's going to be Okafor. Keeper, open lane, Philip Okafor. Touchdown with 31 seconds to play, and we could be going to overtime. Dallas not going to get anything on the ground, and they will just take it to overtime where they get the football first. So sudden death rules, and the incomplete pass will set up 2nd down and 10. And Walters, he's got the pressure in. Great job getting in off the edge. 3rd down and 10. Walters got a nickel blitz coming in. The pass is short of the sticks. It is off the mark, and it is our ball. And a fumble now. Dallas first play of the drive. And Vest put it on the ground, and Dallas has it from the 38, and they could hand us a loss here as they are right in the fringe of field goal range. As a 3-yard run now, Walters will set up on 2nd down and 7 off his back foot. Intercepted! Our football, and can we take it all the way? Is it going to be a game-winning pick 6? And Dallas might have had a special teams touchdown and a defensive touchdown, but we're never to be outdone when it comes to getting points from all sides of the football. Pick 6 for the win, and we maintain our undefeated record for now, even though that fumble was crucial. As Chad Gunn, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. A little bit of a rough game compared to what he's been putting on tape, but we'll take the win any way we can get it. The run game was pretty solid. Vest did fumble, though. He had 99 yards, 2 100-yard receivers. Cleveland Green with over 100. DeFazio Combs with 150. Joker Davis was quiet, just 16 yards. But Michael Poe, John Abraham came in and got a sack. Calais Campbell did as well. And Antonio Cromartie with the single interception, but it was the game winner as we go into a game against the Baltimore Ravens. And now the Ravens are a really tough team, really good team, one of the best in the league. And that's a fumble from Marcus Vest. It's picked up by the Ravens, and Vest is not really a guy who has fumbling issues, but I mean, last carry of last game, fumbled. First carry that we see in this game, he fumbles. And maybe that's just going to be a little bit of an anomaly for these 2 games, but the Ravens, like I said, really good team. 28-24 is your score. The Ravens, I believe, made it all the way to the conference championship. I think they've been to a Super Bowl. Like, they are a contending team. That's going to be on the field called a fumble. I don't really think it is a fumble. And, yeah, the ruling's going to be overturned. They're pretty clearly Ravens football. But down by 4, they'll hand it off, as that's going to be Ray Rice to the edge. And he will cut back for a gain of 6 as Joe Flacco off his back foot, incomplete. This team does have one of the best receivers in the league in Jamal Kidd, a guy who's also gone over 2,000 yards with the field goal to cut into a 1-point game, is going to be off the upright. And now first play of the drive, off his back foot, caught DeFazio Combs. He broke 1 tackle, and DeFazio Combs, nobody in front of him. 78 yards, touchdown. And throwing up the U, representing Miami still, as we may no longer have a Miami duo wide receiver, but the representation for the Hurricanes still very strong on this team, as we are up by 11. And a handoff, as that's going to be stopped in the backfield. Joe Flacco going to have to go to the air here. 3rd down and 13. Flacco outside, caught, and Jamal Kidd is going to get short of the marker. 4th down and 1, though. Going for it. Quick pass, incomplete. And now we take over. It's going to be Marcus Vess with the football. And Vess is going to have a first down carry. Now at the 37-yard line. As Gunn underneath, short pass. That's going to be caught. And another fumble. That was Marcus Vess out of the backfield. And Marcus Vess, what is happening with him, man? 2 fumbles today and a fumble last week. That's more fumbles than he had like all last season for us. He only fumbled, I think, 2 times for us, I think. And now he's got 3 in the last 5 quarters. So I'm just maybe inclined to believe that that's a little bit of an anomaly. But at least for the rest of this game, we'll let Philip Okafor finish things off, as I don't want to maybe take any chances when he's already having a rough game. People just have bad days. It is what it is. As Okafor slips a tackle, and there goes Philip Okafor for a first down. Okafor has been able to do really well whenever he's touched the football, and I am so happy that, one team wanted to give up on him after 1 year. He may be a low overall, he may have a lot of skills to develop, but you could see the raw talent of Okafor, so hard to bring down, 250 pounds, a little, Derrick Henry-like at times, maybe not quite as talented, but I think he can get to being a star running back one day. 4th down, how about just going for it? Incomplete. We wanted to go get the first down, run out the rest of the clock. We're up by 2 scores. We trust our team, as that's going to be Jamal Kidd with another first down grab. Kidd lines up all areas of the field. He'll go left, he'll go right, he'll go in the slot. That's how the Ravens are able to get him over 2,000 yards and be one of the best receivers in the league. How about 4th down, though? Game on the line here. 20 seconds to play. That's incomplete. That's going to be a victory. And Chad Gunn back on track with a 5-touchdown, 0-pick game, 377 yards. And the run game was a little rough. Marcus Vess put the ball on the ground twice. He had an okay game when he touched the football, but Okafor, 9 carries, 71 yards. So a really good game from Okafor. Joker had 146 yards and a touchdown. Lance Spence with 2 touchdowns. Cleveland Green with a touchdown. And DeFazio Combs with a touchdown. So getting all our guys' scores. Howard, Woods, Poe with sacks and interceptions from Turner, Darling, Howard. And now against the Giants once again. So this is interesting. We beat the Giants 55-3 last time. And right now it's 31-28. So the Giants, they did make a change at quarterback. They're not starting the same guy they started in our 55-3 game. Understandable, I think, but interesting that they have made a quarterback change. And look at Lance Spence. He slipped 1 tackle and he turns that 15-yarder into a touchdown. And Lance Spence gives us the lead. So 35-31 is your score, as we are going to see if we can stop this Giants offense, and that's going to be an interception. So the Giants have been able to figure things out a little bit on offense, as here goes Okafor on the ground, and he is so tough to bring down, gets 7, and that will be at the 20-yard line, red zone territory, as will be play action over the middle of Cleveland Green, and Cleveland Green breaks a tackle and a score. The Giants struggling to bring us down, 42-31, and the Giants offense, my goodness, you put up 31 points today, and you're down by 2 scores right now. You got to do something, though, as they are just throwing the ball nonstop. They've thrown this football like 40 times already, and that's going to be a rough pass. They're going to punt the football, give us the ball back. Okafor is going to be not getting this carry. It's actually going to be Marcus Vess. He gets 9 there. And this one will be Okafor. He'll get stopped in the backfield. We actually go 3 and out, and we'll give them the football back. So 5 minutes to play. Not quite done yet, especially with the day the Giants offense has had. And a completion there for 22, as Brooks will throw outside. And that's going to be caught. Out of bounds he goes. That's going to be a nice 12-yard gain. Now a run, yeah, that's why they haven't been running it much. It didn't go far. They actually lost 2. Brooks to the outside. Caught, and it will be Calvin Johnson. That's going to be a gain of 7. Brooks on 3rd and 5. Quick pass. Caught. He hung on to that one. And the Giants are driving. And another pass to Calvin Johnson is going to get them inside the 10-yard line. And the Giants, can they cut it to 1 score? Quick pass for the tight end. And a score. The Giants have now got the 2-point conversion to go their way. 39-42 with 4 minutes to play. And Mercedes Lewis has helped this team get back into it with his score. And now we are going to try not to go 3 and out again. 3rd down and 8, though, as that could be a dangerous task for us if we did go 3 and out twice, but we do not land. Spence comes up with a big play. Draw to Vest right up the middle for 4. And with under 3 minutes to play, clock running, we're going to throw it on 2nd down and 6. That pass is going to be swatted at the line. Great job from the Giants. Now, how about going right up the middle for Vest? And Vest is going to get close. 4th down and 1. We're going for it. We want to try to run out the rest of this clock. It's been our strategy, our aggressive strategy, and he's not going to be able to get there. He broke a tackle, kept on his feet, but the Giants swarmed. This will be an incredible 2-game turnaround for the Giants if they can pull this one off, as they will throw. And it will be a short pass, and the ball is on the ground, and the Giants keep it. 1:27 to go, as the tight end's going to have the 1st down grab. He breaks a tackle, and now at the 31-yard line. Just 70 seconds to play, and another quick pass over the middle is going to be a 7-yard gain. Brooks, clean pocket, a lot of time outside. Calvin, 1st down. This is ridiculous, man. This offense just keeps on throwing the football. There's a flag down, a 1st down catch, and it's going to be on us. We have grabbed the face mask. The Giants are at the 3-yard line, and they can take the lead here. Throwing, swatted at the line. We got to hold them to a field goal and try to play for overtime. This Giants team is shocking me right now. Brooks, end zone, touchdown. Giants have the lead, 46-42, and Brooks has delivered, and there's Marquez Vest with a big catch and run. Vest, 26 yards, 32 seconds to play, and that pass tipped, intercepted. The Giants have won this game. I don't have words for how this Giants team just pulled that off. I mean, they literally lost us a couple of weeks ago, 55-3. And it's not like we didn't put up points. We put up 42. But the Giants, I mean, Brooks, look at him. He threw 5 touchdowns. He threw the ball almost 60 times. They didn't want to run the football that much. I mean, they had the ball a lot, and they threw it a lot, and I guess eventually it just wore us down.
The big showdown between USC and Notre Dame was last week, and Notre Dame won the battle 42-16. The Fighting Irish is unstoppable as wide receiver Tatum Turner burned the Trojans with an 11-catch, 230-yard performance. They face a big game next week against Penn State. Georgia also pulled off a big win, going into Knoxville and taking out the Vols at home 33-10. The win should help the Bulldogs in their quest for a big bowl payday. That's all for now. I'll be back next month on NFL Network with another update.
Still, no need to panic or anything. I mean, we're still 7-1 at the midway point. The Eagles are 0-8, looking to top their offensive production because they're averaging less than 10 points a game. The Giants, though, they're 2-6. I mean, like, that is a crazy upset. And, I mean, you're looking at what some of these other teams are doing. 5-3 teams. You see Jared May is on the Bears. He's 6-2. Owen Paulus for the Seahawks is 5-3. And, you know, speaking of those Eagles, yeah, we're taking them on again. You know, wrapping up our divisional series against them. So we've already played the Giants twice. This is our second game against the Eagles. We've played against the Cowboys. So, I mean, we only got one division game left, and right now it's 38-10. As I mean, the Eagles, hey, look at they hit their season average 10 points, so good for them. But the offense, man, looking for another 40-plus points if they can get any more on the board. Just the field goal is all they need. Vest for 14 yards inside the 10. Touchdown, Joker Davis. And yeah, you could see that correctly. Chad Gunn has 6 touchdowns on the day and almost 500 yards. And with under a minute to go, it is going to be game over, 45-10. And yeah, like I said, man, Chad Gunn, 6 touchdowns. I think that's going to be a career high for him. Don't think he's hit 6 before, or if he has, he definitely hasn't hit 7. So at the very least, he ties a career high. But 479 yards to go along with it. Vest and, I mean, Okafor didn't even get a carry. Vest only got 6. We just threw the ball a lot. And Joker Davis, I mean, 257 yards. He already had a 255-yard game this season. How about 257? And look at this. I think this is some news here. Tremaine Dutch got a sack. This is news. This was a guy who was a second-round pick for us. He's been on our team for 6 years as a pass rusher and a special teamer, and he got his first career sack. Look at that. Tremaine Dutch, he's been on this team since 2011. Oh my goodness, man. I mean, it still is like one of my worst draft picks of the series, but hey, good on him. He got his first career sack at the age of 30. I mean, I am happy to at least see him get a little bit of success, even if it is just a singular sack. But I mean, you know, we'll go into a game against the Cincinnati Bengals now about some primetime football, as we are going to have Fazio Combs for a gain of 6. We are up 17-10, and Marcus Vest is going to get the first down to the 21-yard line. It's going to be gun deep drop. He will throw up the sideline for the end zone. One-handed grab, touchdown, and we're up by 14. And the Bengals need to do something here as they are going to throw outside. This is their rookie quarterback, Monroe, who they drafted in the first round last year. So nice of their first round quarterback to get some early playing time, as I don't know what happened to Carson Palmer. Maybe he retired or got hurt or something. I actually don't know. But Monroe to the outside. He'll have a completion for a first down. 5.5 to play roughly, as they'll go with a handoff right up the middle, and it will be a gain of 5, and they will have it third down and 5. Monroe has got the blitz sent in. He'll go find another out route for a first down, slipping a tackle this time, and he'll get a little bit of extra yardage from the 33. They'll go to another carry. Juke move, trying to get to the outside, and he breaks a tackle. He'll get nice 5-yard gain. The Bengals are moving it down the field pretty well, but they are down by 2 scores. They need to score here badly, and that's a nice grab. Gain of 13. He hung on. 4:40 to play. Monroe, check it down to the outside. Fumble, and that's going to be our ball, and he scoops it up on the run, and that is going to be everything for the Bengals, unraveling a great drive derailed with a touchdown. And just like that, what could have been a 17-24 game is a 31-10 game. And with 4 minutes to play, it was looking nice if you could get that score to make it a 1-score game. Yeah, it looked like you had a chance. But now, I don't know about that, as the defense comes up with the big play. And, I mean, at least that Giants game so far has proved to be a bit of an anomaly. I don't know what that game was, and there's every chance. I mean, could that Giants game like ruin an undefeated season for us? That'd be kind of funny, but you know, I don't really care about however many wins. I care about getting that Super Bowl. I don't care if we go 10-6 or 16-0 along the way to get there. I want the Super Bowl, and we're gonna get the stop on 4th down there. Just 3 minutes to play, as we'll go with Marcus Vest on the draw. Doesn't look like we're gonna hit our 40-point quota for today. I mean, unless we get a touchdown and maybe like a scoop and score or something. We get a lot of going, but we're going to get stopped here. That's okay. I mean, we don't need to score 40 points every single game, but, you know, with a minute 44 to play, defense back out there. Monroe hasn't actually looked all that bad, I feel like, for a rookie quarterback. I mean, quarterbacks do struggle against us, obvious reasons. They throw a lot of picks. They throw a lot of mistakes, and they almost threw a pick there, but I mean, LeVon Monroe's been pretty nice, and if it wasn't for that scoop and score changing everything, it would have been a different game potentially. And look at that throw. I mean, the Bengals, at the very least, I could say you might have something with Monroe, because that was a great throw and catch for a touchdown, and we will have the onside kick scooped up, and that will most likely end this game, as with 1 third down left, we're going to throw underneath for Joker Davis. We'll run the clock all the way down to about 20 seconds. We'll go for it to see if we can get the first down. If not, I mean, there's 20 seconds and no timeouts. You don't really anticipate anything happening. And Marcus Vest, he's going to fumble the football. Oh, no. It's going to be scooped up by the Bengals. The Bengals are going to take it all the way. I mean, I'm not really sweating it, but, I mean, just recover the onside kick, I guess. Well, they're not even going to go for the onside kick, so, I mean, that's one of those fumbles where it's like, that is such a meaningless fumble, but I mean, that's unfortunate that it goes down on the stat sheets for Vest, because I guess for the Bengals it made it a 1-score game, but it is what it is. Vest has his 4th fumble of the season, I believe, 4th or 5th, I don't know. I think 4th, but I mean, that was a meaningless fumble. I'm not even really going to get mad at him for it. It is what it is. I mean, I'd rather him do it there in that situation than fumble in the, third quarter of a conference championship. But this is an interesting situation too for us. I don't think I've seen something like this before. That was a Monday night game against the Bengals, and then we have a turnaround against a Thursday night opponent in the Cowboys. You're telling me we play on Monday, and then we get, what, 2 days rest, and then gotta play on Thursday? What the heck is this, schedule makers? What are you doing? That's so unfair. I mean, my goodness, man. It's looking good for us anyway. I mean, you would imagine that if there was ever a time for us to maybe drop a game, it would be here because of the unfair turnaround, but we're coming out strong. 42-14 is your score, and in our final division game of the season, the Cowboys are not looking good. They get into the end zone, but it's still a 21-point game with 4 minutes to play, and we are going to come out here and get this victory, it looks like. So for our division schedule, that is a smooth 5-1. The one blemish on the schedule being that anomaly Giants game, but I mean, we are at least maybe trying to go along for a 14-2, maybe even 15-1 regular season right now, as we are in the back third of the year after this one. Cowboys are going to get a touchdown with 4 seconds to play. It'll be 45-27 as your final. But the turnaround, despite only having 2 days rest, going to be okay for us as Gunn throws for 300 yards and a couple of touchdowns on the ground. We had pretty solid contributions. Okafor, just 2 carries, but 61 yards and a touchdown. Vest had a solid 4.7 per carry average. So, I mean, Okafor in small doses has been nice. Combs, 198 yards, 3 touchdowns. It seems like every time DeFazio Combs is out here torching his divisional rivals, and Joker Davis was torching the Eagles, and we got DeFazio torching the Cowboys, torching the Giants. We're 10-1 on the season. Colts are 10-1. Raiders are 9-2. Buccaneers are 9-2. Jets at 8-3. The Browns are actually 7-4. The Lions, man, this is such a weird team. Best defense in the league, but they're 6-5. You know why? Because they got a bottom 5 offense still. It's such a weird team, man. And this is a rematch against this very Lions team that absolutely devastated us last year in ways that we will never forget as a franchise. But I mean, the Lions were the only thing potentially standing in our way of what could have been. I mean, I don't know if we would have beaten the Raiders. That Raiders team was nuts last year, so I can't even say they stole our Super Bowl or something, because I can't even say for sure we would have beaten that Raiders team. But I don't think we would have gotten shut out because we got players like DeFazio Combs, who had a amazing Super Bowl performance against the Raiders the last time we matched up with them in the Super Bowl. I don't think there was any stopping them, but on this Lions defense, we got 19 points. They just got 7 on the board. That's been the issue with this Lions team, man. They just can't get it together on offense. They can't put together just a league average offense would make this team a top 5 in the league. I mean, it's literally just because they have a bottom 5 offense. And maybe, man, maybe if you didn't get rid of Calvin Johnson, that would have helped out your young quarterback a little bit. But it's just rough for the Lions. I mean, I can't say I feel bad, though, because of what they did to us last season. They still did make the Super Bowl last year, so it's not even like they're a bad team. But, man, I mean, yeah, we just need to beat them. If there's any team I don't want to lose to in this regular season, it is the Lions. I can't be losing to them right now because I just need that revenge over last year. And there's no guarantee that the Lions are even going to make the playoffs right now because they are 6-5. They are kind of on that fringe right now, is with 4 minutes to play. Gotten so much time, and eventually they're going to find a check down. So the Lions had good coverage there. I mean, they were holding up very well. You need to get that pass rush going because, I mean, even though we got the greatest offensive line to ever live, you got to get pressure eventually, and that's going to happen if you don't. Cleveland Green with the touchdown. And, man, what an addition Cleveland Green has been. He has really changed, this offense a little bit because you can't even just focus on the perimeter. You can't even just say, oh, we got to cover Joker Davis and DeFazio Combs. I mean, now you got to cover the middle because Cleveland Green is there, and an interception is going to give us the football back. And this Lions defense, I mean, are we going to drop 30 on them? Dropping 30 on this Lions defense is like dropping 40 on a regular team because of how good their defense is. And they will have us at 3rd and inches. And Vest, first down, under 2 minutes to play. We'll run out the clock. The Lions didn't even want to call their timeouts to stop us, but that's a much better performance against the Lions, and that is a win that I definitely wanted to get just to clear the air here. We're moving forward. We're moving past the heartbreak. We got the win, 26-7, and maybe the Lions won't even make the playoffs since they're 6-6 now. Cleveland Green, though, 119 yards and a touchdown. Combs with a touchdown. Joker Davis with a quiet day, just 30 yards and no scores.
Adam Schefter of NFL Network back with another college football season update. This year's bowl lineups are almost all set, and here's my take. Obviously, I can't wait to see number 1 Notre Dame versus number 2 UCLA in the national title game. But I'm also looking forward to seeing number 3 Iowa State match up against the SEC championship game winner, either Florida or LSU in New Orleans. I think Iowa State wins that game no matter who they play. In Los Angeles, USC faces off against Michigan. Southern Cal receiver Cedric Darcy and Michigan lineman Brian Garrison are the 2 main attractions at that game. I can't wait to see how it plays out. I'll be back next year with more on the draft.
We do have some heavy-hitting opponents to close the season. So we have 2 big ones. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who last time we checked on them, they were like 9-2 on the season. And we also face Jared May and the Bears, who were like 8-3 last time we checked. So it's 2 difficult opponents to close out this season, and we also got 2 easy opponents to close out this season. So we're going to see what we could do against some of the NFC's best and potential playoff implications here, not just for first round buys, but for divisional matchups. And you know, if the Buccaneers lose this game, maybe they slip out of their division lead. Maybe we beat the Bears, they'll not win the division. Maybe we give the Lions an opportunity to climb back up. So a lot of playoff implications for this game. Pretty sure we're gonna at least get a first round bye, but we're fighting for that 1 seed as Lamerson goes down. This Buccaneers team we've had some battles against. They've always been consistently really good. They've beaten us a couple of times, handed us our first playoff loss of the series, and after a big play there, it's a close one right now as Lamerson going for the tie outside. That's going to be caught and inside the red zone of the 16. Lamerson dropping the throw outside for a touchdown. They give it to him. He got in, and the Buccaneers tie it up. So this team is going to put us, you know, a little bit of a test because, I mean, our divisional schedule isn't quite the gauntlet that it used to be. So maybe we haven't been tested quite as much as we usually are, as Vest is going to get nothing really there. This is going to be just a gain of 2. 3rd down and 2. We're going to go with the handoff. Okafor not going to get there. 4th down and inches. I want to go for it. I know we're backed up at our own 33, but Okafor right up the middle is going to get us the first down. I mean, I'm playing to win these games, and I'm playing to just try to lock up this 1 seed, as that's going to be Lance Spence for a first down and a lot more. From the 33, Gunn throws it for Joker Davis. Low pass, he hangs on to it in a 15-yard gain. Now play action, going for Joker Davis again. He's got it inside the 5, down to the 2, and Marcus Vest is in for the score. And we got the lead right back with a great offensive drive, and the Buccaneers got to do something to respond. This Buccaneers team does have one of the best backfield duos with Troy Lamerson at quarterback, and I believe it's CC Beacham at running back, who's been awesome for them. He's not going to get anything there, though. But with 2 minutes to play, I mean, Lamerson going to go outside for Beacham, but, like, there's just nowhere. Just everything was locked up. 4th down and 18. Going for it, obviously. You're under 2 minutes to play. You're going to throw for the marker, and they do get it. Wow, Lamerson with a nice play to Braylon Edwards. Now throwing it up top, tipped, and almost caught by Edwards. Wow, that would have been a crazy play, but he couldn't hang on. 1:30 to go. They're going for Edwards again, and Braylon Edwards is getting his hands on every football right now. How about throwing to the outside? And that will be an out-of-bounds 8-yard gain, and Lamerson under center to throw it from the 32-yard line. Going for Edwards again. Caught, and Edwards turns it upfield. Touchdown, but there's a flag. There is a flag. It's on Tampa Bay. Take the touchdown off the board. It's a holding, and they are heartbroken at that one, as they will throw almost an interception immediately. A minute to go. 3rd down and 12. Lamerson over the middle, and that's caught. And this time they do get the touchdown with no flags on the field. And that is unfortunate. It felt like I think Willie Turner had a chance at that one, but he couldn't get it. But now we got a minute to play, and 1 play, taking the shot downfield, Joker Davis to the 43. Give us 10 more yards and we can kick a field goal. Well, that's a lot more than 10. DeFazio Combs gets 16. And now let's just run this football. 20 seconds to play. Just keep it safe. But how about one more throw? Just get us closer. Combs inside the 10. With 10 seconds to play, we can run this football. Get it as close as possible. With 2 seconds to go at the 2-yard line. 19-yarder for the win. It is good. And we just took that football with 50 seconds to play and just did that with ease. We did it with time to spare. I mean, we got all the way inside the 10-yard line in like 30 seconds. So just offense is just so crazy, man. And Joker Davis, DeFazio Combs, just incredible every single time. Joker with 175, Combs with 111, Cleveland Green with 96, Marcus Vest caught a touchdown. What do you do to stop this passing attack? Getting the updated little look at the schedule. Thomas Howard caught a pick, but yeah, we are 12-1 on the season, taking on the Chicago Bears. Colts are 12-1, Raiders 10-3, but we have basically locked up the number 1 seed. I mean, there is a world where we lose out, and I think the Seahawks win out, and then it would go down to tiebreakers, but like, we're not really playing that. I guess technically if the Bears win out, beat us, we lose out, we lose the 1 seed, but that would require Jared May to beat us, which Jared May has never done. Jared May has faced us when he was in Seattle. We've matched up against him in the playoffs, in the regular season. Now he's on his new team, the Chicago Bears, playing us. He's never beaten us. He has struggled every single time he gets sacked there. The offense isn't even doing all that great right now. 14 points on the board, but Jared May just 7 points on the board. He's going to complete a pass on 3rd down and 20. Not going to get close to the first downs, though. So we'll take the football back and go to the outside. There goes Marcus Vest, and that's about a 10-yard gain. They'll give him 2nd down and inches. I formation, and we'll go with Okafor on the ground, and he'll get the rest of it and more 1st down gain to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10, play action, rolling out. Gunn, nice block on the edge, throwing it for Cleveland Green. Broken tackle, it down to the 15. Gain of 37, and now Vest and Okafor, can you get the ground game going to finish off this drive potentially? As we'll go to the ground for Okafor, not going to get there, so 2 unsuccessful carries, and it will be 3rd down and 7, so we go to the air. Quick pass, slant route, touchdown, Combs! And we're up 21-7 now, and, well, Jared May, what do you got for us? What do you got against your former team that definitely, you know, the fan base loves you so much after all the games that you threw away for us and all the potential things you cost us in your first 3 years in your career, as May will throw. You get sacked, just leveled. I mean, you can see there's no love for Jared May for what he did for this team. 3rd down and 8. He'll throw over the middle. That's going to be caught, and that'll be a 1st down. So, I mean, I guess he can't come back here with under 4 minutes to play. Maybe get into the end zone, get it a 1-score game. But May, he's not really the type to come up in clutch situation because he throws off his back foot, and right on cue, Jared May, pick 6. Oh, my goodness. I mean, I'm so glad I get to say that and not be just frustrated on the other end of that one. You know, being on the end of it where we're getting the pick 6s is so much better, as May will basically throw the game away. Down by 14, you had a chance to come back, make it a 1-score game, and he throws another pick, and it's another pick 6 for Jared May. It just keeps happening to this guy. You're like 8 years in the NFL, and you can't stop throwing pick 6s. And Jared May, it's 35-7. I mean, this game was literally 14-7 in the start of the 4th quarter in typical Jared May fashion. He unravels. Because, I mean, like, the Bears defense wasn't doing too bad. I mean, they had us, you know, only 14 points on the board going into the 4th quarter. And then Jared May just threw 2 pick 6s, and then they couldn't really do much else after that. And, you know, even though the Bears, it looks like we're going to score to try to get 14 points on the board, they will. It's too little too late. Again, typical Jared May. Padding his stats at the end, too little too late. It makes the game look a little bit closer, but it's not really going to help them out much as the onside kick is scooped up. We get the football back, we run out the clock, and Chad Gunn has another efficient day where he throws 78 completion percentage. Run game was pretty okay. Didn't need to run it a whole lot. Didn't really need to do a whole lot in general on offense. Fazio Combs with 128 yards and a touchdown, though. And we are now 13-1 on the season. We got through those two difficult opponents. And the thing is, the last two games of the season for us are really easy teams. Like we just faced two of the harder teams. We faced two pretty nice teams, but the Steelers, they're 5-9. They're not doing too good. And then we play the Packers, who are 6-8, not doing too good. You can see down there the Lions also 4-game losing streak. Looks like they're not going to make the playoffs either. But, you know, when it comes to these teams, I mean, yeah, Steelers, it's 40-0 right now. Not good for them as, yeah, we're going to come out here with a victory. I don't think the Steelers are going to make a 40-point comeback in just 7 minutes. So we're going to be going on to 14-1 on the season. And this is a situation where we very much can just look ahead because we got our first round bye. We got our number 1 seed. And it's just going to be up to us to see who we are playing in the first round of the playoffs. I guess our first rounds would be the divisional rounds, so the second round of the playoffs. I mean, what looks to be the Buccaneers making the playoffs. It looks like the Seahawks are going to make the playoffs with Owen Paulus finally starting. Bears and Jared May are going to make the playoffs. I mean, we just beat the Bucs and Bears. And then the Vikings are probably going to make it. And you know how that goes with the Vikings. I mean, you could throw out what happens in the regular season because the Vikings always are our toughest matchup in the playoffs. So we'll see who also like maybe slips into that you know, final playoff spot. But yeah, 40-0 is your final. It was 34-0 in the first half. Combs and Joker both go for 130 plus on a touchdown. Sacks. Benji Holmes gets 3, Poe with 2, Campbell and Woods with 1. Interceptions. I mean, my goodness, Darling with 2, Barber, Cromartie, Turner with 1. Then going into our final game of the regular season against the Green Bay Packers, it's pretty similar, 36-0 to start the fourth quarter. As, I mean, you know, a little bit more battle-tested, I think, after that Buccaneers and Bears game. I mean, when we go and dominate the Bears like we just did, I think you can come out here against a 6-win team and against a 5-win team that's very much on the downsled and come out here and dominate them. Now, it is impressive that we might go and get back-to-back shutouts, but Okafor gets a touchdown. It's going to be 43-0. And will we get back-to-back shutouts to end our season? Packers got just a minute to go, and it's not going to happen for them. We shut out both of our final two opponents. A combined 83-0 is your final. Chad Gunn throws for 374. We'll see if Gunn takes home another MVP and, you know, what the final stats are going to end up looking like for Joker Davis and Fazio Combs. But that means 15-1 is the record. Actually so close to an undefeated season. Genuinely, if it wasn't for a game of the life of that Giants team, like literally a performance of a lifetime, we would have been an undefeated team. The Giants literally went 3-13, but they beat us. Raiders snag the 1 seed for the AFC, and will we get a Raiders-Washington matchup in the Super Bowl? Other team to sign into the playoffs was the Cowboys. So Cowboys, Bears, Bucks, Vikings, we've played them all in the regular season. We've beaten them all in the regular season. Vikings are a team, though, where it's like, yeah, if you play them, you don't know what you're getting in the playoffs. We know the games in the playoffs against the Vikings are a little bit different. Seahawks are the only team we haven't played yet. So in our playoff matchup, divisional round, we will be taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Of course we do. The Vikings, man. Of course we got to do it. So, how about one more run against the Vikings? And they took on Jared May. And, well, they demolished. The Bills smacked the Titans. Seahawks beat the Cowboys. Ravens beat the Broncos. And Jared May gets dominated in the playoffs by the Minnesota Vikings. So this team, Jared Allen, Anquan Taylor, obviously we know about him. Linnell Rice, a solid offensive line, solid secondary. Just a good team all around. And with what Anquan Taylor has done since coming over from Jacksonville, he was in a tough situation in Jacksonville. He's put up his best season to date. 30 touchdowns, 17 picks, almost 4,000 yards. He's been pretty nice for the Vikings. and we're going to see what we could do against this Vikings team on our road to get back to a Super Bowl. It is 20-6 here in the second half. Third quarter in 6.5 minutes to play. The Vikings got the football. A first down completion there. A handoff is going to get them to second down and 6 as Taylor goes with another handoff where he's going to get stopped in the backfield. As now it's third down and 10. They got 4, lost 4. Taylor is going to have a low pass over the middle for a first down. A great throw and catch there. And the run game's going to get blown up again. And this time it's a fumble where Washington picks it up. And that is a devastating fumble for Minnesota. It's nice for the fumble in a conference championship to go our way this time as DeFazio Combs rarely lines up on the left side, but he did on that play for a first down catch. And now they're going to throw the right side corner route first down again. 15-yard line, and Minnesota needs a desperate stop here, maybe a turnover, but Marcus Vest is carving through the defense for a 13-yard gain. Down to the 2, I formation, handoff, Vest is going to break a tackle, but lose yardage. Loses a yard. I think he lost maybe a little bit more than that, but they just only say he lost a yard. Now quick drop, pass for the back of the end zone. It's going to be tipped, and it's caught by Cleveland Green, but he didn't get his foot in, did he? I wanted to challenge it just to get a look. He got 1, but not 2. That would have been an incredible play, but Cleveland Green, I appreciate the effort. It's third down and goal from the 3. Gun, hit, and it's going to be intercepted. What a pick! Are you serious? Look at the defensive end drop into coverage and make an acrobatic interception. I mean, how do you even predict that he can catch that football? As now the Vikings are back in it, and a massive turnover there with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Taylor got a first down. Now another 1st and 10 over the middle, and 2 defenders are there, but he makes the grab. And Taylor from the 40, and the wide open man down the middle, and will he be caught? No, he won't. Touchdown, Minnesota. Back to a 1-score game. And that is brutal. Another one of those swing plays. We've seen it happen before where Minnesota turns us over right in the end zone basically, and they go and get points on the board, and then it ends up costing us. But now it's on the other side as Minnesota is going to have a deflection there. Third down and 10, a minute 20 to play. Let's take a shot for DeFazio Combs. 2 men there, they can't get him down, and it takes a third one to get him from the 30-yard line. Draw play, and Vest loses yards. All right, third quarter winding down, maybe last play or 2 as they go counter and another stop. 3 seconds to go, so last play of the third quarter, and Gunn finds Joker Davis right at the line, and it is, I think, a first down, but it's a penalty on Minnesota. Tack on yards on top of it. It was going to be a first down regardless, and now we're at the 10 to start the fourth quarter. Gunn swings it out, and Vest, nice gain there, gets us 8 to the 2-yard line. Handoff, Okafor. Upended, loses a yard. Third down and goal. Quick pass, incomplete. Couldn't get it up there. And man, Vikings defense stopping us inside the 5, but at least we're going to get points on the board. We're up to a 2-score game, and that is what's crucial there. That's kind of what I'm prioritizing right now, is the defense has played a nice game so far. Not a whole lot for points, but the Minnesota defense has done their job in a lot of aspects. So Anquan Taylor will hand it off and stopped. Run game's not doing anything for Minnesota, so Anquan Taylor's going to have to do it through the air. Maybe the running back can help him out of the backfield, but no, he cannot. It's going to be Washington football, and we will have now the opportunity with 6 minutes to play to get moving, run this clock out, and see if we can maybe drive down the field and make it a bigger lead as we're taking a shot down the field, incomplete. And an injury is also popping up for us. It's Ray Capps. He's out for the game. That's not good. All right, guard. I mean, we do have some solid depth on the offensive line, though, so I think we can survive without him. Minnesota's got the football back, though, after the punt, and they are inside their own 20. Second down and 5. That was almost jumped and picked off. That could have been a pick 6. And now instead they get a wide open man on the left side. He breaks a tackle. And Minnesota, one broken tackle. Can you track him down? I don't think he's going to be caught. It's a touchdown from 81 yards. Minnesota right back in it, and they do not back down. Taylor gets sacked and a fumble on the 2-point conversion. It will remain a 5-point game after the 2-point miss, and now we go on the ground. Keeper for Vess, and Marcus Vess. Nice run, broken tackle, and Vess. It's about 20 yards. We're already at the Minnesota 40-yard line with that one. Now a play action as Gunn will go to Joker Davis. That throw was not great, but Joker Davis's catch was. And a 15-yard gain. 4.5 to play. Draw. Okafor slips a tackle, and Okafor gets 3. Now 4 minutes to play. Counter left. Vess spins off 1 and is going to get a nice gain there for 6. That was... well, it could have been maybe a 1-yard gain. Gets him 6, and Okafor gets the first down. And we are ticking this clock down little by little. 3 minutes to play. And now we can't even get the play off as he gets brought down in the backfield. 2nd down and 14. Handoff as Vess is going to get the sack yards back. And we'll get it to 3rd down and 7. And we'll be at the 2-minute warning with this one. Handoff. It's Vess. Not going to get the first down. And with the decision to make 4th down and 2 from the 4, we're going to send out the field goal unit. It's going to remain a 1-score game, but it will be an 8-point game. And I'm going to trust the defense with 2 minutes to play. Minnesota is down a timeout, and it's Anquan Taylor. Got to go 82 yards. A touchdown or 2-point conversion is what they need, and a nice start to the drive. They'll get 12. Taylor is going to get sacked. Nice job getting in there. And Calais Campbell backs them up 6 as Taylor got nice protection this time. And a swat on the outside is going to lead to 3rd down and 16. Taylor throwing. The middle overthrown. 4th and 16. Here's your game potentially as it's going to be caught. No, knocked away. And the game could be all over now as a flag is down. This one is going to be an interesting decision to make here. It's on Minnesota. It's a face mask. It gives us an automatic first down, but it stops the clock. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to decline the penalty. 1st and goal means we can't get a first down to run out the rest of the clock. Yeah, we can get a touchdown, but I'm going to opt for 2nd and 4. Try to get 4 yards and run out the rest of this clock. It's not going to work there. 3rd down and 4, and we're not going to get it. So actually, it doesn't work out for us, but we do get the field goal, and that's ultimately what matters most, is we have a 2-score lead here with 50 seconds to play. And Minnesota, even though they played in us tough and they had their chances, I don't know if it's going to be enough unless you got a miracle in you as time is running out. Just 25 seconds to play. 4th down and 2. And, I mean, they're probably going to need to go and get a 60, 70-yard play here and then kick an outside kick and get a Hail Mary as Minnesota will throw. And it will be caught, but there's just 11 seconds to play. They might get the playoff, might not. But Washington is looking like they are going to move on in the playoffs. It's going to be our 4th conference championship appearance. And with that pass, it is game over, and we have beaten the Minnesota Vikings. It's always nice to beat the Vikings, specifically after some of the history we have with them. So, Chad Gunn, just that one rough interception. It was ridiculous that he even caught that. Vess goes for 79 yards, 21 carries. And then in the receiving game, DeFazio Combs with 130 and a score. Joker Davis with a touchdown. Vess actually had a really good game out of the backfield. Campbell with 2 sacks. Holmes with a sack. And Snow with a pick. So in the conference championship, we will be taking on the Seattle Seahawks. It is a matchup between 2 teams that used to have Jared May. Now, before we get to that, we also have to keep in mind here, the Raiders lost in the playoffs. So the Raiders, coming off a Super Bowl victory, they lost to the Ravens, who are a really good team. And this Seahawks team, I want to get back to them because they were kind of the task at hand here. They lucked out big time. After a couple of iffy seasons of Jared May, they made a trade during one of the drafts. They traded out of the first round and got the 49ers, their division rivals, first round pick the following season. Well, in that season, the 49ers go 0-16. That pick turns out to be the number 1 overall pick. They select Owen Paulus, quarterback, and they let him sit the bench for a year while Jared May rides out his contract. They struggle. Owen Paulus takes over, leads them to a conference championship in his rookie season, and he's trying to do a little bit of what Chad Gunn did, take over for Jared May and immediately catapult this team into a Super Bowl appearance, as this is going to be a 10-7 game in the third quarter here. On top of that, you've seen the injury report. Ray Capps is missing this game. If we make the Super Bowl, he will be back because we get the extra week off. But for this game, at least, we will be missing one of our starting linemen. And maybe that's why we didn't get the first down. They were on 4th down and 1. We are going for it, though, trying to come up with a big-time play. Sweep to the edge, and it's going to be a first down. We want to hold on to this football and put some more points on the board. It's not looking like we're going to get 40 on the board, but if we can go and get a 2-score lead, trust our defense, and a sack there, I'm going to try to put the defense in a position to succeed here as with the 3-point lead. They're going to throw outside. That's caught. What a throw. High point the football. 3rd down and 1. Draw. Making a man miss. Vest. He's close. He didn't get it. I'm going for it again. Let's go to Marty Good, the fullback. He's got the first down. So that's 2 4th down conversions on this drive. And this drive has taken a couple of minutes off the clock. And now Cleveland Green for the first down grab. We're already 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Run play. Not going to go anywhere. Stopping the backfield. Loss of 2. Gunn is going to throw off his back foot. Incomplete. Swatted at the line. 3rd down and 12. Gunn going to throw for the marker. It's right there. It's caught, but 1 yard shy. We're going for it on 4th down. A 3rd time on this drive. Man in motion. Clear out the backfield. Marty Good, the only one behind him, as we are going to go with Marty Good on the carry. Good first down, but he's fighting. Touchdown. Marty Good gets the first down and the touchdown. And now immediately to start the drive, Owen Paulus just has to save the Seahawks season potentially on a fumble recovery. But what a drive from Washington. A 5-minute drive that has 3 4th down conversions and a touchdown. That's the type of thing that you go and make Super Bowls because of. Because if you don't go and get one of those 4th downs, you could turn the momentum all the way to Seattle in a 3-point game and a chance for them to have good field position. But now, Seattle not going to be out of it, though, as Owen Paulus is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. 4th quarter underway. He's going to throw outside. That's going to be called for a first down. They're in the red zone now as Paulus off his back foot. It's deflected. 3rd down and 10, and 4 receivers out in the pattern and no one in to block it. It's a sack. They're gonna go for the field goal. Understandable kick to make it a 1-score game is good. 17-10 is your score, and we take over after that amazing drive last time. I don't know if we're going to be taking 5 minutes off the clock this time around, but let's see if we can do it. As Gunn sacked off the play action. A nice play by the Seahawks defense. We're going to go 3 and out. Take a shot right up the seam. Are you kidding me? What a throw. What a catch. Cleveland Green for the first down. And now 2nd down and 10. Gunn, so much time. Someone's got to get open, and he does. Vest had a big day receiving last week, and he is continuing this week. Now give him the carry. He slips 1 and breaks almost a second. Gets 5. And we are at under 4.5 minutes to play. Okafor not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Loses a yard. Gunn on 3rd down and 6 is going to find a man, but it's a little too far. We're going for a long field goal. How about 55 yards in a clutch situation? Ari Herman knocks it through. What a kick. And another risky decision trying a 55-yarder, but we have a 2-score lead. So these decisions have been paying off for us. 3 for 3 on 4th down, and then a 55-yard field goal. And now with a 10-point lead, we are so close to getting to a Super Bowl once again, as Paulus is going to throw to an open man on the outside. That's going to be caught. Still plenty of time and all the timeouts for the Seahawks. They need a touchdown and a field goal. You could do it in whichever order you'd like, but obviously you always want the touchdown first, as that pass is going to be knocked away from the receiver. 2:45 to go. Paulus with a blitz sent in over the middle, caught, and he will have it at the 24-yard line. Gain of 19, 2.5 to play. Paulus under center with the throw, and he'll find the slot receiver, but it's going to be intercepted, and Washington is going to get tracked down, but an interception could be the last opportunity for the Seahawks to make a play in this one, as that pass is going to be caught and a fumble, and that's going to be scooped up by Seattle. Is that even a fumble, though? I don't know. We're going to definitely get another look at that one. The booth is going to review it, it looks like. I mean, it looked like he was down. Joker Davis with a great grab, but Davis, you can see, not the best angle, but he was down. They will overturn the call, and the Seahawks are going to have to use a timeout. So now a first down can end this game, as that one's going to be 2nd down and 7. Okafor with that 3-yard run is going to set us up. 1 first down to end it. Throw for Combs. He's got the first, and the ball is going to pop out. But come on, man. That's just not a fumble, not even close. They're really trying to get us with some of these fumble calls. But come on, they're going to review that one, right? I mean, this one is just so blatantly not a fumble. That was a bad angle, but I think we'll get another one here as Combs to end the game. That's just not a fumble. He was all the way down, and they are going to overturn the call, and we are going back to a Super Bowl. And Chad Gunn doesn't throw a touchdown, but throws 13 for 16. And we had a lot of clock control in this one. No receiver has a massive day, but everyone pitches in. And 4 sacks for the defense. Interceptions were going to be just the Nate Barber one. So Barber caught the clutch pick. And in the Super Bowl, we will be taking on the Baltimore Ravens. They knocked out the Raiders and then took out the Colts. So the Ravens, we already met them once in this season. It was one of our more competitive games. They got Ed Reed still at 38 years old. I would imagine he's going to retire. Jamal Kidd, who's been one of the best receivers in the league. Joe Flacco. We have some former Washington players here. How about Ronaldo Moon? And not only that, Martin McPeak. So 2 former Washington defenders are here, and a whole bunch of other talented guys. So this Ravens team is going to be the matchup in the Super Bowl, trying to get our 2nd in 3 years. And we are in our 3rd Super Bowl appearance in 5 years. So we start the second half. It's the Ravens on top. 17-14 is the score. And a 6-yard carry as we get the football to start the second half. Play action. Gunn is going to throw over the middle, and that's going to be caught. And I think there is a flag down. It is on Baltimore, so that is going to be good for us. Lance Spence is going to have a catch, and then we'll get another 15 yards on top of it. So we'll be at the Baltimore 41-yard line. Counter left, and Vest is going to break a tackle, but still not even get back to the line of scrimmage, as he'll lose about a yard. 2nd down and 11 as Gunn is going to go outside right to a defender. Could have been a pick. 3rd down and 11 after the incompletion, and Gunn will get sacked, and we will have to punt this football. So like I said, this Ravens team is one of the absolute best in the league, and they are in the Super Bowl not because they got lucky. This isn't like a Lions miracle run like it was last year. They are in the Super Bowl because they are maybe the best team in the AFC. You thought it was maybe going to be the Raiders, but they handled the Raiders. They dominated the Raiders, took out the Colts, and now in a lead against Washington. 2nd and inches over the middle, caught, and Jamal Kidd, what a player he is, as they will drop the throw. They're going to go for Kidd on the outside again, and that's caught again to the 28-yard line. Flacco is going to go underneath for the tight end. He'll have a short gain of 4. 3rd down and 6 is the situation. Can we keep it a 1-score game with a field goal try? Yes, Flacco is going to go outside, wide open running back, and he's going to get it to the 10-yard line. Basically goal to go, and they'll run it, and he's not going to get far. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. And now Flacco split shotgun. He'll throw. He's got a short one to Kidd, but 2 defenders there broken up. We force 4th down. Field goal try is good. It's 20-14, so a 6-point lead for the Ravens, as we will hand it off, and Bess is not going to go anywhere. Loss of 1. The Ravens defense stopping our run game very effectively, but how about DeFazio Combs? Can you stop him? I don't think you can. To the 47-yard line with a 1st down. And Gunn, how about going to Cleveland Green? Can't hang on to that one. 2nd down and 10, play action. Going down the middle, that pass floated, and Joker Davis looking to get hands on that one. 3rd down and 10. Another play action where they throw outside for Combs. He's got it right at the marker. They say 4th and inches, and we're going going for it. Of course we are. As there goes Okafor, and that's more than just a couple of inches. That's going to be a 15-yard run. And now Gunn has got a lot of time in the pocket. He's going to float one for the end zone line, and it's going to be tipped around and almost caught by a couple of players and a couple of teams. 2nd down and 10. Gunn is going to throw over the middle in between 2 defenders. Joker Davis for the first. Goal to go from the 10. And now for the lead. Stop in the backfield. Man, we just can't run the football right now. It is brutal. 2nd down and 13 as Gunn is going to go for the end zone. Cleveland Green has it knocked away. He would have fell in probably. 3rd down from the 13. And Gunn, he's going to take a shot back corner. And not enough loft on it, not enough space. And that will be a field goal try. So Washington's still going to be down in this one, but it's back to a 3-point game. 20-17 is your score. A minute to go in the 3rd quarter. As we need to come up with something on offense. We need to convert. We need some sort of momentum swing. As we'll throw deep middle. It's intercepted! That's exactly what I wanted! There goes LaRon Landry! Past the 30 to the 20! And finally taken down by Flacco at the 14-yard line. But LaRon Landry has been here for about a decade and makes the big play. Now hand off to Marquez Vaz, directly snapping it to him. And Marquez Vaz, touchdown! And we are on top just like that. And we are now putting our defense in that oh-so-ideal position that they come out and thrive in. And that is with the lead in the clutch situations here as the handoff for the 1st down. Ravens ticking things down to about the 4th quarter, maybe a play left as, 13 seconds to go. Handoff again. Will go and not quite get as much success, but he somehow slips his way through. But there's a fumble, and the Ravens keep it. Now we'll go to the 4th quarter in a 1-score game, and Washington is starting to heat up a little bit. Almost picked off. We've come so close 2 times in a row. As now 3rd down and 9. That one's intercepted. You keep playing with fire, and you get burned. Interception, and it's going to be a pick 6. Washington. 2-score lead. Only so many times you could keep playing with fire. And now Washington with a 31-20 lead with 7.5 to go. Ravens now needing to desperately score. They get a 1st down there, and there is a flag down, I believe. And this one is going to be on Baltimore. How about a clipping penalty? That's not good. Now it's 2nd and 20 as there is an open man, and he is going to get almost all of those yards. That ball's going to slip out. I don't think that's a fumble. There's been a lot of, they really let him play it out, but that's not going to be a fumble either, I'm pretty sure, though. If it was, LaRon Landry getting the recovery there would be pretty cool. Willie Turner, little too late, but he almost got that fumble forced out. Ravens will maintain possession. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 as Flacco floats one dangerous ball, incomplete. But now there's a penalty, and it's on us. So a lot of stoppages here, and it will be pass interference on Washington. They'll get the football to Baltimore at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 with a catch and a broken tackle, make it 2. And a nice gain, 18 yards, as they will hand it off next. And both teams are really struggling to run the football. Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. They need to go 44 yards if they want a touchdown, as they'll try to check one down out of the backfield. He will get a couple of positive yards, but not much. 3, it'll be 3rd down and 9. Play action from Flacco over the middle, has a man, and gets knocked out. They call it a fumble, and it's Michael Poe scooping it up. Washington taking it close to midfield. I don't know about this one, as he caught it, and I guess they say that that is a catch. I mean, he definitely wasn't down, but you have to question if that was even a catch. It got knocked out so quickly, but it's our football, and DeFazio Combs with a big play. And now Washington inside Baltimore territory, up by 11, 5.5 to go. And Combs is out there deep on a route. We got everyone going to the end zone, it feels like, and that's going to be incomplete. 3rd down and 12. We're going to play it safe here. Maybe try to see if we can play for 4-down territory. That was kind of the idea. Maybe at least get a, closer field goal try, though. We'll try the kick. Herman, his kick is wide left. no good. Would have been a 2-score game regardless, but instead Baltimore is able to settle for a field goal if the situation presents itself. So unfortunate miss there. We haven't missed a lot of field goals this year, so that's going to be a bad one to miss. But Baltimore 3rd down and 9, and there's Jamal Kidd with the first down grab. So, I mean, they're attacking Kidd because he is so dang good. Under 5 to play. Flacco, deep middle, it's caught, and he will hang on. No fumble, no incomplete pass at the 32-yard line. Flacco off his back foot. That's a dangerous ball, intercepted! And it's LaRon Landry having an incredible performance, and he wants another Super Bowl so bad for this team. He has been the longest tenured member of this team. It's 3rd down and 10, though, threatening to go 3 and out. That's going to be caught on a flag, and this one is on Baltimore. It's pass interference, and they will call it. I don't know about, questionable maybe, as we will get a carry that will lose yards. It's 3rd down and 11, though, so we could go, right back to giving them the football, as Gunn will find Combs into Fazio. Combs at the 2-minute warning. We're so close to ending this one, as they will run the football, and there is a flag. This one's going to be on us, so I think back us up a little bit. Probably going to be a holding penalty, as it will be on us. 1st and 20. Now another handoff. We're going to go with Marty Good, and there's another flag down. And this one, it's on us again. Oh boy, are we going to be at 1st and 30? Yeah, how about another hold? I don't think we're getting a first down here, so try to run out as much clock as we can. We get to 3rd down and 24. Gunn is going to throw for a almost first down. I mean, he actually got 21 yards there. 4th down and 3 with 1:30 to play. We tick the clock down to 60 seconds. How about we go for it? First down wins the Super Bowl, and if we do not get it, I mean, we'll just throw our defense out on the field. But Gunn for the Super Bowl, it's going to be incomplete. The Ravens have a little bit more life in this one. They can go for a field goal if they need it, but they only got 1 timeout in 50 seconds to make an 11-point comeback. So they don't got time for really any mistakes, as they'll throw for Kidd. He breaks a tackle, and Jamal Kidd can't get out of bounds, but they're at the 25-yard line with 30 seconds to go. And Flacco is going to have an incomplete pass. Good job to get rid of it, though. Not take a sack, not run more clock, as Flacco will go outside. Nice job to get it to the sidelines. All right, it's incomplete. Didn't get the foot down. 29 seconds to play. 3rd down and 10. Outside again. They play it safe, and that's because they can take the field goal to make it a 1-score game. They took their shots. They didn't take too much time. Field goal try for a 1-score game is good. Now it comes down to the onside kick. Ravens need it badly, or else we will win the Super Bowl. It's up. It's picked up by Cleveland Green, and Washington has got the football, and we can, after 1 timeout that the Ravens still tried to burn, maybe they're praying for a fumbled snap or something, but we could send the guys out there. 1 kneel down is all it takes, and we are going to watch this clock tick down. 10 seconds to go, and we'll be taking home our 2nd Super Bowl, and Chad Gunn and all these incredibly talented players will once again be able to call themselves Super Bowl champions. And after a nice 5-year run where we make 3 Super Bowls, 4 conference championships, and we win 2 rings, this is one heck of a way to have this, all come together, man, because, after what happened last year, that's the type of loss that can really, tank a franchise a little bit, from a morale standpoint, from a trust standpoint, from a lot of different, standpoints. When you suffer a heartbreaking loss like that, you never know what's going to happen. And with all the moves that we made, we had to get rid of a number of players, but then we also picked up a lot of players, and we were able to respond with a near perfect year. And when you take a look at what Chad Gunn did, can you call this the greatest passing attack in NFL history? How about 5,600 yards, 53 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, and a 64% completion percentage while only getting sacked 18 times. Chad Gunn's 5 years in the NFL have been special. On the ground, Marcus Vess had a little point in the season where he fumbled a couple of times, but it went away pretty quickly. He didn't really fumble much afterwards. And he ended up with, like I said, I knew we were going to throw the ball more, but he was more efficient, got into the end zone 10 times. He still had a nice season. But we also seen a little bit of Philip Okafor, 5.1 yards a carry, so a little bit better. Also got 8 touchdowns, so we did a great job there. And then the receivers. How about that, man? DeFazio Combs with 1,700 yards. I want to also highlight, man, Cleveland Green, 84 grabs, 1,000 yards, and 7 touchdowns for a tight end. So much better than any tight end production we have seen from this team. Joker Davis, a career year for him. First double-digit touchdown season, a career-high 1,600 yards. And as a number 2 receiver, I mean, yeah, was this the greatest receiver duo of all time? Because DeFazio Combs, you thought maybe his stats would slip a little bit. I mean, technically they did, but if 1,700 yards and 19 touchdowns is slipping, it's a pretty good slip to take. So our 2 receivers combined go for over 3,300 yards and 30 touchdowns. That's got to be the greatest receiver duo of all time right there. I mean, we were just able to put together such an incredible passing attack. And you could look at what Combs has done. I mean, he's about to turn 30 years old, and he has over 12,000 yards and 100 touchdowns. Even Lance Spence, man, he got 11 touchdowns, 800 yards. I mean, just so much good stuff from this team. I mean, only 18 sacks allowed. That's been what we've done over the years, just about 1 sack a game. Michael Poe. I mean, when we got rid of all the linebackers, and we were almost going to lose all of them because we initially cut Thomas Howard, we brought him back, but someone needed to step up, and Nate Barber was really good as a rookie, but Michael Poe has a career year, and we get 6 defensive touchdowns, 8 interceptions by our cornerback duo. Just everything was amazing for this team. Tyrod Darling had 3 touchdowns allowed, which is more than he had in the last, 2 years combined, 3 years combined. I mean, he was having incredible run for us, but this team was just spectacular. Even Ari Herman, man, look at our kicker. He had 92%. Look at what he's done. I mean, when we got him, we drafted him, and I basically just said, I'm tired of switching kickers every year. I'm just going to stick with a guy and just develop him. Every year he got better. 65, 74, 76, 82, and finally 92%. So just have some patience, and he ended up turning into a Pro Bowl kicker. So I think that worked out. We only punted 26 times as well. Joker Davis also had a kick return touchdown because of course he did. He's that good. He's that incredible, man. And, to go and look at what all the quarterbacks were able to do. Chad Gunn, 126 passer rating. The next best was 110, which 110 is actually pretty crazy. Not a lot of quarterbacks do that. But Phillip Rivers, I mean, one of the great non-MVP seasons potentially, because I have to assume Chad Gunn won the MVP. That'd be crazy if he didn't. Giants quarterback, not too good. He was rough. I mean, he wasn't even the quarterback when we played. We played Brooks. I don't know who Brooks is, but we played him. So I don't know what the heck was going on in New York. They played a couple of quarterbacks, I guess. But Chad Gunn, a couple of quarterbacks at 5,000 yards. Rambus was one of them. Rambus had a really nice year, but it wasn't Chad Gunn good. Yards per attempt, Gunn, 10.8. Next best quarterback was 8.7. That's absurd. Completion percentage, highest in the league, basically 64%. Paulus and Gunn there with Jay Cutler as well. So 64% was the standard. Gunn basically led in every category. Marcus Vess, not quite the season he had last year where he had 1,200 yards, but it was on less carries, and he was still really good and, had almost 1,000 yards, the closest running back to get 1,000 that didn't actually hit it. And when you look at efficiency, I think that's what's really important here is were you doing a lot with your carries? Well, number 1 was Philip Okafor. Number 2 was actually Kendrick House, who we cut him. He ends up having a pretty nice season in Atlanta, but both of them, the guy I chose ended up also having 5.1 yards a carry. So I don't think I made the wrong choice. And then, Vess also had 5 yards a carry. So we had all 3 of the top average running backs were actually on our team. This is also pretty crazy. Remember Aaron D'Antonio on our team? He was on our team as our tight end for a couple of years, and he goes and randomly just has a absurd year. He has more yards in this season at age 30 than he did in the rest of his career combined. That's pretty crazy. But Jamal Kidd was number 1 in yards, D'Antonio number 2, Combs 3, Joker Davis 4. So, I mean, crazy stuff. Combs was number 1 in touchdowns, and then Joker Davis came 4th in touchdowns. Lance Spence was even up there too. I mean, he had 11. So look at this guy. How about 16 catches and 9 touchdowns for that Seahawks tight end? That's pretty absurd. Tackles for loss, number 1, Michael Poe. Sacks, tied for number 1, Michael Poe. He also had 4 interceptions. I mean, what a year for Michael Poe. I mean, he really stepped up in a big way. And then 8 interceptions for our duo. Nnamdi Asomugha was nuts this season. Ronaldo Moon did his thing. 5 forced fumbles, was at the top of the NFL. This was also, you know, an interesting thing that I seen. Pat Sims, a 90 overall defensive tackle. He had 5 sacks, 13 tackles for loss, but he's sitting in free agency. The Giants, during the season, cut a 90 overall defensive tackle. I've never seen that before. That's interesting. Why did they cut a 90 overall defensive tackle during the season? I have never seen that happen before. That's weird, but also like kind of cool, but I don't know what happened there. When you look at field goals, well, Ari Herman, highest percent field goals in the league at 92%. We take a look at the Pro Bowl. No surprise, we see Chad Gunn, but look at the trio there, Paulus and Walters. No running back because Vest didn't really have the production. Good made it. Top 2 wide receivers, Combs and Joker Davis. And how about tight end? Number 1 tight end in Cleveland Green. So that's going to be 5 Pro Bowlers there. No tackle in the Pro Bowl, unfortunately. But, you know, we had Greer make it at guard. And then at center, we had Cliff Kennedy make it. I do think you can really just throw all of our offensive linemen in every year, though. But Calais Campbell made it. That's what, 8. How about Carnell Woods? 9 Pro Bowlers. How about Thomas Howard? 10 Pro Bowlers. Middle linebacker, obviously Michael Poe, 11 Pro Bowlers. How about a cornerback? Darling and Cromartie, about 13 Pro Bowlers. No Willie Turner, but Laron Landry made it. Ari Herman made it. So that's what, 15 Pro Bowlers? And the most votes went to Cleveland Green. MVP, to no surprise, I think, it is Chad Gunn. It was actually such a good QB year with some of these guys. And Offensive Player of the Year, Gunn wins it, Combs comes 2nd. Michael Poe comes 3rd in Defensive Player of the Year. Cromartie comes 5th. I think Poe could have won that with his stats, man. It was really good. Nate Barber comes 2nd in Defensive Rookie of the Year. What a season from him. Chad Gunn, though, best quarterback. Best running back, we weren't in the running. Combs wins best receiver. Joker Davis gets 3rd. You can imagine if there was a best tight end award, D'Antonio would have won that, but I think Cleveland Green would have came 2nd. Michael Poe 3rd in best linebacker. Cromartie and Darling top 2 corners. And then best kicker, Ari Herman. And finally, we won Coach of the Year. It only took us like every season somehow, you know, even though we had 13-3 and 14 in 2 seasons, we just could not win it. We averaged almost 40 points a game. But this is the point where I think I will say, I think this is the right spot to end it. You know, I didn't end it after the first Super Bowl because I still felt like there was maybe more to do and there was maybe a little bit more to achieve. But I think after a 5-year run where we make 4 conference championships, 3 Super Bowls, we win 2 Super Bowls. This roster, you know, during the season, I extended Fazio Combs, I extended Laron Landry. We have everybody kind of locked up. I don't think there's really anything left for us to prove. I mean, obviously, I could go out there next season and try to just go for an undefeated season, but this team is so good. Like, I don't know if there's really much of a challenge anymore. Like, we're that good. I mean, we broke records. We won 3 MVPs. We won 2 Super Bowls. We have DeFazio Combs putting up legendary numbers. We got Joker Davis, who's cool. We have an incredible defense. We have all these players locked up. So I don't think there's anything left for this team to do. And I think that is where we should end it. So we go and look at some of the career stats of these players. And DeFazio Combs was my first draft selection. And in 8 years, goes and has on the dot 100 yards a game in his career. Incredible stuff. Travian Davis was amazing. So many great players on this team. And this puts us, at the time this video will go up, it will most likely be about like 10 days out from College Football 26, which is going to be probably like 10 days being like maybe the longest I don't upload for, because I do try to at least get 1 to 2 videos a week. I've been doing more 1 video a week since summer's been a little slow, you know. But I'm going to take this next week, not to just sit around and do nothing, but I'm going to take the week to prepare for College Football 26. I am going to get the stuff that I need to do done, because I actually do have a lot of stuff that I am doing to prepare. And, you know, even though I don't have the game, there's still work to be done that I am trying to do to make sure that once the game comes out, I can get the first video I want to get out in a good fashion. And there's a lot of stuff I'm working on, stuff that I'm not going to exactly like reveal, because I want it to be, you know, an exciting first video for College Football 26. So I'm really excited for that, but I'm going to take the week to work on that stuff and, you know, cool down a little bit, because I made, you know, from College Football 25's released all the way till now, I've made about like 100 videos in the past year. So I'm going to, you know, prepare a little bit, because I'm going to be trying to make a lot more than I made last year. So, you know, I appreciate this being a series that you guys were able to enjoy the past couple of weeks, couple of months, really, I guess, because it, you know, did go 9 episodes and I did 1 a week. So, you know, I'm really glad that this is a game that you guys enjoyed, because I don't want to be done with this game. I think there is an avenue. If you guys really want to see this game again, hey man, if I wrap up all my series maybe in a year from now, and, you know, we're sitting in the same situation where, you know, I wrap up a dynasty, wrap up some of the other videos I want to do, and there's a demand for it, I wouldn't mind going and running back a whole nother new series in Head Coach 09 with a new team and new draft classes and new stuff. There's 4 different draft paths in this game. You know, we got the one with Luke Rambis in it and all these other players, but there's 3 other potential draft paths you can get in this game that have 15 years worth of draft classes assigned to them that are all linear and everything. So, I mean, technically, if we wanted to, we could do 4 different series on this game and have 4 different experiences with 4 different sets of draft classes. Like, there is replayability in this game. But I think for this Washington series, it's probably done. I don't know if there's anything else that we should really be doing here, but, you know, I love this game so much. I love so many aspects of this game. I have so much fun playing this game. So I hope that there is some interest to see this game again, because I don't want this to be the last time I touch this game. I have a lot I would still like to do, and maybe we take on a more challenging team next time, because Washington was like a middle-of-the-pack team that had some high-end talent, just needed a quarterback and some other pieces, and I think we did, you know, really well. We got some luck to go our way with some of the guys like Travion Davis falling to us, and we nailed some of our top picks, and, you know, we got Chad Gunn eventually, and, you know, before Chad Gunn, rocking Jared May was rough, so, like, what if we never got the quarterback? So for any of you all still watching and, you know, taking a peek at these, you know, career stats and what a guy like Luke Rambis was able to do in 8 years, what the heck, man? I mean, that is absurd numbers for 8 years in the league. Like, dude, that's insane. But for any of you guys still listening, I will say, for College Football 26, if you have any suggestions, any ideas that you'll want to see for that, then let me know. If you want to see this game in the future, I also wanted to point this out. Imagine Maceo Sweetney's career, man. Look at 30 years old, 1,200 yards every year, basically, or more. And he did that over a span of 8 years and had 29 touchdowns. Imagine having 10,000 career rushing yards on 4 yards a carry and having 29 career rushing touchdowns. That is, he averaged about like 4 touchdowns a season. That's really depressing for him. But there's some funny stats that go on in this game. And some players that just play for absurdly long times. Like Sean Alexander playing until he was 39, when in real life he was like out of the league basically at like 30. It's funny. Yeah, so if you want to see this game again, I think down the line that could definitely be something that we can do. For College Football 26, I have a very exciting Dynasty series that I plan on doing with a lot of extra details, and I plan to be so much better, like so much better than I was last year, where last year I kind of went in doing everything on like a limited setup, and the quality of the videos wasn't always great, and then I went through some growing pains with other quality issues. And now that I've kind of gotten some of that stuff a little bit more down, I got a year under my belt, I got stuff, got a lot more experience, I got more ideas and ideas that I'm able to execute. I think I'm going to be a lot better for this year, and I really hope you guys are going to follow me along for this ride, because I do think it's going to be exciting. I made about 80 videos on College Football 26. I did a best of for College Football 26. I plan to surpass 100 videos on College Football 26 alone, and we'll see what else, happens along the way. If a game like Head Coach 09 comes back, which if there's any game I'm going to be playing from the past, it's going to be maybe this one, because I love it so much. But look at this sleeper agent, by the way. Look at this. So McGuire here at tackle. I drafted him in year one and immediately traded him after I got Travion Davis, because it's like, why do I need him? I got Travion Davis. And dude goes to the Raiders and is an elite sleeper agent for my team, because he goes and allows more sacks than anybody in the NFL in 7 years. 102 sacks allowed. Elite sleeper agent that I called in to absolutely just nuke Luke Rambis. So good job unintentionally by me. And I guess also to wrap up this series, I would like to know, who was your favorite player of the series? Was it Chad Gunn coming in and being this revelation at quarterback for us? Was it DeFazio Combs, our first draft pick, who ended up becoming an all-time great wide receiver? Was it, a late arriving player, maybe like a Joker Davis, even though we only had him for a year? Maybe Travion Davis, who was maybe just the single best player at times because he was a 97 overall tackle. Maybe you love Tyrod Darling. Maybe you love one of the players we brought in, like Calais Campbell, Antonio Cromartie. Maybe it was the guy who was just on this team the entire time, stuck through from first episode to last episode, which was LaRon Landry getting his well-deserved recognition on this team. I mean, Antonio Cromartie also had 9 career touchdowns for us, which is pretty crazy. If you want to know how field goals, the standard in this game is like low 80s%. So the fact that Ari Herman, by the end of things, ended up getting to high 70s, I mean, he was actually like a really good kicker by the time things ended. So good on him. Last thing I want to check out here is the coach stats. I want to see how we did stacked up to every other coach. The Raiders won 75% of their games. So, I mean, we weren't even number one. The Raiders won so many games, but the thing about them is they only won 1 Super Bowl. And, I'm saying only won. 1 Super Bowl is still really impressive, but they made 2 Super Bowls and they won a single one. And there was one year where they randomly went 7-9. For me, second highest, 71% for the win rate here, as we started off, honestly, like not too bad to go 7-9, 8-8, kind of build things up in the background. Then with Jared May, he went 8-8, 7 losses in the next 2 years, where we, won a playoff game, then we lost a playoff game. Then we go, and when we get Chad Gunn, immediately go all the way to a Super Bowl. Then the next year we had the conference championship against the Vikings. Then we win the Super Bowl. Then we had the Lions game that knocked us out inexplicably. Then we won the Super Bowl. So, I mean, for a 5-year run, really impressive. Tony Dungy and the Colts end up winning 4 Super Bowls. Peyton Manning got 3 in this series, I believe. Yeah, they had a dynasty. I mean, look at the 09, 10, and 12. They beat us in 12 for that Super Bowl. Peyton Manning then retired, and they still went and made playoffs like along the way, the rest of the way, to, even without Peyton Manning, have like just an okay quarterback. For playoff wins, we ended up with 10-5 being our playoff record. The, among qualifiers, and I guess you could say maybe like second highest playoff win percentage, something like that. Our coaching staff was incredible. I mean, 99 OC, 99 DC, 99 QB coach, 99 running back coach, 99 wide receiver, 99 offensive line, 97 linebacker, 99 trainer. Really good. And the final roster for this team, I hope you guys all enjoyed this series, and I really hope you guys will join me for the ride that we're going on College Football 26, because that is where I am looking to. I am looking forward to that. That is going to be what is next on this channel. Expect a lot of College Football 26. Expect bigger and better things. I hope you all enjoyed this series. like, comment, and subscribe, as all of your support is so much appreciated, and I would much appreciate you sticking around this channel for the long term, because I plan on being here for a very, very long time, and I'm so excited for next year in College Football 26. I will see you guys all in the next one.